Adriana is a retired teacher who has already fulfilled her dream and become a mother, even at 66 years old. A woman who waited her whole life to find a husband and build a family traditionally, but little did she know that her destiny would be completely different from the traditional and common one. When Adriana woke up, still disoriented because of the anesthesia, and held in her arms a small being with soft and smooth skin, which made a huge contrast to her wrinkled hands. Her tears began to flow and she realized that it would all have been worth it. Adriane was born in 1938 in Romania and has lived there all her life. She was a professor at one of the largest universities in the country. But to fulfill her dream of becoming a mother, she had to deal with countless embarrassing situations during her long journey, having to hear and deal with the unpleasant comments of others and fighting against the opinion of the whole world, that it was simply impossible for her to be a mother. She'd always wanted a child but never found the husband to bring it about. For a woman, adoption was not enough, as she really wanted to bear a child. But as time passed, everyone thought that was out of the question. However, abandoning her biggest dream was never even a possibility for Adriana. In 1995, already 57 years old, the woman underwent a treatment in which she received hormones to be able to reverse the menopause, which already left everyone in shock. Everyone around him said that idea was crazy and that spending all his savings for years on expensive treatments to generate a child could go completely wrong. It's not easy to reverse the natural progression of menopause and a woman's body telling her time for children is over. But that's not what Adriana thought. She searched the ends of the earth for a doctor who could help her to rekindle the dream that was almost extinguished. The dream she always regretted waiting for. But when she finally found the willing doctor, it didn't go as planned. The doctor who helped Adriana declined to comment on any ethical issues connected with her case, but did comment on something else. He felt compelled to help her in her unwavering determination to be a mother, no matter what the cost. However, many of her close friends and colleagues warned her not to continue with the pregnancy, but she did not listen. Adriana ignored all the advice around her. For her, she was chasing something beyond herself and something she would never forgive herself if she didn't move on. The people who criticized Adriana for embarking on this dangerous madness weren't completely wrong. In my opinion, that was completely irresponsible. They shouldn't have gone ahead with the treatment, said Dr. Richard Kennedy, director of the English Fertilization Society. This story sparked a worldwide debate about the implications of pregnancy in older women, and for good cause. It has long been known in the medical world that women who become pregnant over the age of 35 are more likely to experience complications such as chromosomal problems, stillbirths and miscarriages, as well as major pregnancy procedures, which are extremely risky for the woman and even the man himself. Pregnancy itself increases the possibility of heart disease in a woman in her late 70s who has doubled her chances of any heart disease. That was completely responsible. However, Adriana pretended not to hear and wanted to stick with her plan. She thought that she could no longer live a sad and lonely life like hers, so she was willing to do anything to fulfill her dream of becoming a mother. But after her menopause reversal treatment, it took her years to find a doctor who would perform the artificial insemination process. It was only in 2004 that Adriana managed to carry out the process. Given the woman's age, she was immediately told that her body would not be able to withstand the pregnancy. And even during pregnancy, she often had to hear that she had to have an abortion. All people, from relatives to unknown people. Adriana didn't want to have an abortion and didn't even want to think about it. She told the doctors that she would definitely keep the child, and no matter how hard they tried to discourage her, the woman did not change her decision. She got pregnant, but she wasn't out of the woods yet. Adriana prided herself on being healthier. She came from a family of spectacular longevity. Most of his relatives seemed to be aging healthily, with most reaching their 90s. She'd always described herself more as a 27-year-old with a lot of energy. Delivery took place after 33 weeks. The doctors hoped to do it after the 35th week, but a difficulty arose, requiring an emergency cesarean section. The beautiful baby that Adriana gave birth to was called Elisa, and she would have to stay in the hospital for 6 weeks, as she was born weighing just 1 kilogram and 45 grams. It's premature, but the doctors were already able to say that everything would work out. Of course, the debate among doctors around the world reignited when the baby was born, but this time with opinions that defended Adriana. Childbirth doses based on age alone, although they are at slightly higher risk of hypertension and diabetes during pregnancy. The woman did not find it easy because she had to raise her daughter alone, and in order to support her and the baby, Adriana also had to work. And all this at the age of 67. In addition, the child required long, frequent care, visits to the doctor and sleepless nights. Even for a young mother to deal with that kind of pressure would be tough. But Adriana did not give up, and did not regret her decision. For a second, the old lady raised her baby with care and attention, and this despite the fact that she had almost no free time. The girl grew up cheerful, and did not even suspect that her mother was different from other mothers in any way. That was until her kindergarten friends started asking about her grandmother, the one who always came to pick her up. It was not so unexpected that everyone thought that Adriana was the girl's grandmother, since almost her entire body was covered with wrinkles due to age. However, the woman was prepared for that and always handled other people's questions very well. Her daughter Elisa doesn't mind the curious and even mean comments. She simply loved her mother and believed that she was the best. And so she grew up like the other children. She never felt deprived of anything and always received a lot of affection and attention from Adriana. In addition, many of her classmates, parents and teachers admired Adriana's performance. She was always involved in her daughter's school affairs, and the age difference between her parents did not seem to be a problem. However, the real challenge comes years after birth, as it would be difficult for the old lady to raise a teenage girl. We might think that 66 years is too big an age difference between a daughter and her mother. But looking at the happy photos of these two, you'll realize that's not true. Adriana managed to become not only her daughter's best friend, always supportive and understanding, but also a good mother. At the age of 75, she had to master the internet and many other new things, and at the age of 80 she could easily hold a conversation with the younger generation. Of course, she had to study a lot, but that was never a problem for the retired teacher. "It just makes me younger," reported Adriana in one of her interviews. Some 16 years later, mother and daughter live an uncomplicated life, and Adriana receives praise for her success and dedication as a mother. Elisa is growing up to be a beautiful and much-loved young woman who sees her mother without the hysteria of age and media attention. In the end, the doctors were thrilled with Adriana's success, but they still don't recommend it. Today, aged 83, Adriana dreams of seeing her daughter getting married and even seeing her grandchildren. And with women's animation and health, this is entirely possible. Many people condemn the woman, saying that at this age she risks leaving her daughter without parents early in life. But Adriana still likes to live one day after another, ignoring the opinion of others, opting for her happiness and that of her daughter. If you liked the video, please leave a like and comment.